Hello there everyone, how you doing today? I hope you're all well. Today I'll be showing you my Sirius and Orion build, but first I have to tell you where to get them, because you know, not everyone knows where to get these bad boys. So first you open your map, open Railjack, go to Uranus, and you can either access Scoria's Angel or the Kuva Witch to get the pity currency and or the parts needed to build them, though most likely you'll need some pity currency. This is only accessible after doing Jade Shadow's Constellation mission, by the way, so if you're early in your warframe journey, come back later or buy it with plat. I'm not a cop. Now, how do their abilities work? Well, let's go find out! So these brothers can swap positions by holding an ability button, and by casting abilities with different frames with the different brothers, like alternating between them, you gain access to their ult that I just referred to as Mortal Kombat. That's not quite their ability, the name of their ultimate, but that's what I call it for funsies. You can see where you are by looking in the corner, and you can only build up 2 stars at a time with one brother. Let's say I'm using Sirius to build 2 stars and I casted another bunch of abilities over here. No matter how many abilities I cast, you cannot build more than 2 stars. At this point, if you want to continue building up stars for your ult, you have to swap to the other brother, and then you can only build up another 2 stars, and then you have to swap again. So, now, with that out of the way, I can finally touch on their abilities and what the heck those abilities do. So, first of all, we'll go over their one. I am on Sirius right now, so he throws a scythe, and it hurts enemies along its path, and picks up pickups along that way. So let's say I was over here, and there was like a health pickup right in front of me. Get away, brother, I don't love you. Anyway, there's a pickup right in front of me. I throw my scythe, and if it were to the training room, it would pick up those pickups and bring them straight to me. Now, my brother Orion's ability is much more... I did not mean to swap to you, mister. Leave me alone. I did not... Alright, there we go, we're back to Sirius. Sorry about that. But basically, Orion's one is close range, but it can increase damage vulnerability and applies more damage and status over time, which is very nice. Now, for their 2s, I think this is their 2, for Mr. Orion over here, it's Astral Shell. Basically, you gain a one-time protection armor, and then after you get hit, it creates like a decoy from Loki that enemies shoot at for a while. Alright? Now, Sirius's 2 is Jade Stars. Basically, you summon a bunch of Jade Stars around you, and as you attack enemies, those Jade Stars attack said enemies along with you. Now, there are 3. Orion's 3 is a black hole. You can also ping-pong it around with your 1, but only Orion's 1. You can only ping-pong it with Orion's 1. Which is kind of funky in my opinion, but I understand. So, and then, Sirius's 3 is a healing field. I don't quite remember what it's called. I think it was Light Sanctuary, if I wasn't mistaken. And basically, in this field, you take damage reduction, and you get healing over time. It is very cool. Now, as I said before, you work towards an ult, and it is very destructive. Let me summon some enemies real quick to show you how destructive it is. And you have to press the button on the side, like, let's say this is the silver button now, I have to press the Sirius one. And now it's orange, I gotta press Orion. It's orange still, press Orion again, silver, press Sirius, and if you keep on that for the whole thing, you get an amazing finisher move on that, which is really nice in my opinion. Now, what does the black hole I showed you earlier do? I kind of forgot to touch on that. Well, basically, you can think of it like a larva. It sunks a bunch of enemies in, and it's mobile. So you can, like, ping-pong them around when you knock them all around. It's very nice. I can't believe I forgot to say that. Now, what is my build for Sirius and Orion? Well, it's a little funky because I'm only allowed to have one Archon set per brother, but for everything else, you have to mod the brothers independently. So it's kind of weird. But first, let me talk to you about my Archon shards. So I have 2 casting speed Archon shards, 1 ability strength Archon shards, and if I had them in my inventory, it would be 3 ability strength Archon shards. But alas, I do not have any more ability strength Archon shards. Now let's go into the arcanes we have on our build. Alright? Arcanes and mods. I didn't mean to go to fashion. For Sirius, I have Arcane Acceleration, Arcane Rage for gunplay. And then we have Brief Respite. For some reason, it says it doesn't apply if I put it on both brothers, so I only have Brief Respite on one of the brothers. Somebody correct me in the comments if that isn't the optimal way to do that, but anyway, we have Equilibrium, so that means we gain more pickups per pickup. It's very nice, keeps our energy economy going really nice. We have Stretch and Augur Reach for range, as well as Overextended, so when my brother and I do combat, we can fight each other even harder. But actually, I think I'm going to remove Overextended from this brother and just put Intensify on there, because that way we have more ability strength and we still have decent range. So that's just something I changed on the spot right now. Then I have Blind Rage, which reduces my ability efficiency, but gives us a ton of ability strength, 99% ability strength. I have Primed Flow, which in combination with Equilibrium make up for the Blind Rage minus efficiency. But I also make up a little bit with the Streamline. And then finally, to go with Brief Respite, I have Catalyzing Shields. That way I can just cast abilities to survive. Now the build for Orion, as I said, I don't have Brief Respite, because there was a little warning sign that appeared when I put Brief Respite on there, so that was kind of funky. Anyway, we have Ready Steel on there, which means my squad begins the mission with 24% initial combo. We have the Arcane's Arcane Strike and Arcane Fury for melee damage. I have Stretch and Augur Reach for range, and as I said before, I'm removing Blind Rage and putting Intensify on there. Wait, no, that's not meant to be Blind Rage I'm removing. I'm stupid. I said the words incorrectly. I may be stupid, chat. Anyway, let me put that Intensify on there. Let me put that Intensify on there. He also has an anything mod polarity, which is really nice. They come with the Omniforma area. And then I have Catalyzing Shields, because I never really removed it, and it's still nice to have Catalyzing Shields, I'm going to be real. And then we have Prime Flow and Equilibrium, so the energy sustain is still nice. Now, let's see what this does to a bunch of corrupted heavy gunners, shall we? I'm going to suck them all up into a black hole, cast a few times, and then we're going to build up to... Oh, I ran out of energy. Hang on, let me grab some energy real quick. I ran out of blueberry. I forgot to grab my blueberry before heading over there. Now we're going to work towards our ult after I spread them all across the map. And let's see if this actually does good damage. Oh, look. So they just vanished off the map. I'm going to try that again just to make sure it worked properly. Because I'm starting to think the black hole just carried them off the map. I don't think it does that much damage. So let me just build up ult again. And cast my ult once more. Just to make sure it really did do that much damage. It does pretty good damage, yeah. adding that ability strength made it much more worth casting my ult then. That was definitely a worthwhile decision to remove the range mod and add strength in. Very nice. Now, how does this work on a mission? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go test it out right this moment, alright? Now I'm loading up my favorite testing ground in Warframe, Draco on Ceres in Steel Path. Let's see if this build can stand up to this mission. We shall see.
They have just shut down all systems.
Let me just get the energy gen up a little bit. Wow, I'm getting shredded right now. The brothers have some good sustain considering they can swap with each other, though. It's not bad. Gone! And now we do battle, brother! We do battle, brother, and destroy everyone else without worrying about their well-being. Because screw them in particular. Screw them in particular. Am I right or am I right? Screw them in particular. And then we do a little orb thing and screw them up in particular. Very nice. Now let's throw another orb over there. Because I don't like those guys. They're very rude. They're very mean. I don't like them at all, actually. They are very rude, and I gotta kill them in cold blood. Alright, this is where men are made in Warframe, the Steel Path. If you can survive here, you can survive anywhere. Now it's time to do my ult again, and just absolutely shred everything on the map. Sure, it has line of sight requirements, but I don't really care about that. It's like, it charges much faster than Uriel's, in my opinion. It charges much faster than Uriel's ult. Although, many people have been telling me it's just because I don't know how to use Uriel's ult, but, you can go back and check that Uriel build video and judge for yourself, I guess. Anyway. I think my brother fights alongside me as I play the game, which is very nice. Oh. Explosion! But basically, your whole screen is a particle effect simulator when you're playing Sirius and Orion. Because, dear lord, I can't see shit, Captain. I can't see shit. But at least we have a lot of energy going on right now, which is very nice. Orb! Suck them all up, Mr. Orb. Alright, time to shred everyone once more, because, you know, the ult does so much damage. Nice. Good damage, good damage. Now we're gonna get some gunplay in here, because I mean, like, is it really a Warframe if you don't got any gun shenanigans going on? Shoot him with my Lado Vandal, because, you know, Lado Vandal's absolutely amazing. I don't talk about it much, but I love my Lado Vandal so much. I love my Lado Vandal so much. It's my baby boy. It's my baby boy. It's just my little baby boy. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, if you've been liking this build video, remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment, or else, you know, the algorithm will hate me with a loathing passion. You know the deal? We don't want the algorithm to hate me with a loathing passion. I mean, like, if you do, that's your prerogative, but, like, don't make the algorithm hate me. Anyway, we're about to shred everyone in this map once more. Can you tell what's going on? Because I sure can. We're getting red crits on the abilities, though, which is very nice. Alright, get myself a healing area so I don't immediately die. I do not like dying. Dying is not a good thing. Dying is not a good thing. I would not recommend it for your health. I'm gonna be real. Anyway, popping my ult again. Yeah, when I say you can access your ult fast on this character, I don't think people realize how often I cast my ult. Like, when I made a short saying you can cast your ult more often than Uriel, they're like, it can't be that much faster, and then I'm just, like, casting it left and right, and it's like, what the hell, bro? It's a little bit wild, I'm just saying. Anyway, when is Violence gonna show up? Or whatever their names are. Oh boy, I'm named Violence because my mother never loved me as a child. That's basically what the Acolyte situation is, I'm gonna be real. My mother never loved me. I wonder if my ultimate ability can, like, shred the boss. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna find out soon enough, because Violence has showed their little head. So, let's see if this does something. Did he just undo my ults? Well, fine. I guess it's time for a stabbing. That did not go as expected. That did not go as expected. He's just like, oh yeah, your ult, it's gone. I know you would have killed me without your ult, but like, sucks to be you, bro.
Go to extraction.
It wouldn't even let me change brothers to survive at that point, or like shield gate. That was rough. That was rough. Anyway, orb them. Hit them with the black hole shenanigans. Nice. It's an Eximus unit. Let's just shred them real quick. Eximus units will cause a problem if left untreated. They're like a cancer. The orb. Alright. What if I shot you all? I guess they got shot if I shot them all, anyway. Gotta kill that Jade Eximus, cause they've desecrated Mother. How dare they desecrate Mother? Orb upon them. I cast Doom. Alrighty, time for Kong. Did it literally just undo my ult for a second there? That was weird. Kablamo! Was that 12 million on my screen right there? I'm not good with numbers. That might be. Orb upon ye. But yeah, for those who want to know what melee I'm running to absolutely shred everything right now, it is my Prismaskana. I got like a ribbon on there and it's just absolutely stupid. My Prismaskana has an absolutely busted ribbon, I'm not gonna lie. I think I made a build for it a while back, but that was on the other channel, so I might have to remake it on this channel, I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, I'm going to go to extraction now and end the video. Because I just realized how far into the video we've gone. Dear Lord, this is going to be a long one. And that is the end of today's video. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, or I will rip your balls off and give you a vagina. Forcefully. See you all next time. Bye-bye.